So it's winter here in the UK, but festival season 2026 will be here faster than we know it. And I did do a video on this a few days prior, but there were some festivals that didn't make that video, and I think it deserved to be on the second video and deserve a bit more attention. It's focusing on the smaller independent festivals, mostly in Manchester, where I'm based, the scene I know best, but trying to include festivals across the country really to give a more wider perspective. And yeah, all the information is accurate as of Monday, the 29th of December, 2025. I'm pretty sure when you're watching this, new bands will be added, some will drop out, lineups will be updated. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. From the good folk at Ranted we have Gormageddon, which is a sister festival to Offal Fest. It was one of my favourites in 2025, real highlight. And this is the smaller sister festival. And in 2025, it took place in the Star and Garter, which is about 150 cap. And now they're playing at a venue that's three times the size, the Breadshed, and it's probably going to be three times as brutal. Now, to be honest, it's not really a lineup that I'm overly familiar with, and I'm not really familiar with these bands, but I put that much faith in the festival now. I put that much trust in them. I know that they're going to deliver. I know I'm going in semi-blind, but I'll discover some talent on the extreme side of metal here. I was looking at the likes of Fatuous Rump at the top of the card, making their UK debut. That can't be easy getting them from Taiwan, and God knows how much red tape and paperwork they've had to sign to get that off. So that'll feel pretty special. Similar thing with Mystery Meat. I'm getting them from the USA over here. Yeah, we got Belgium's Brutal Sphincter. They've done the rounds on the extreme metal circuit. Played the likes of Obscene Extreme, Dortmund Deathfest, Brutal Assault, and I'm pretty sure to bring all that experience to Manchester and it'll cause carnage that day. It'll be now. It seems like a lot of festivals, not many festivals come to East Midlands, but Uprising is in its ninth edition now, and it's looking like a pretty solid lineup. In Leicester at the end of May, it's got the likes of Pitch Shifter at the top of the card, making their playing a UK exclusive. Breed 77, they were fantastic at Bloodstock last year as they played the special guest slot on their second stage, on the Sophie stage. Lawnmower Death, they'll be a entertaining act. And Stamping Ground, they returned to the stage in 2025 after years on the shelf. And yeah, they're carrying a lot of momentum at the moment. That'll be a pretty special show, I'm sure. Now, if you're into the more classic rock side of things, into the more traditional heavy metal, SOS is definitely one to check out. SOS Festival that takes place in July in the north of Manchester. I went there last year on the Saturday. It was a great day discovering new artists, and I'm pretty sure if you go, there'll be new talent for you to discover. Some of my picks there, like some Wailing Banshee, based in Manchester. They're doing some great things right now. King Kraken, they're well thought of. They played Bloodstock a few times and some big festivals in the country. Chaos Engine is a fantastic song by them. It's worth checking out. A Priory, I think they headlined the Sunday, if I remember correctly. And yeah, fantastic band. Definitely worth checking out. That's the thing, really. And I think it's £45 for 3 days, if I remember correctly. And he's not going to find value like that anywhere else, really. And such a small, intimate festival, it's definitely worth checking out. Now, there's so many festivals taking place in Manchester and London, and if you can't get to these parts of the country, if you live too far away, you might feel a bit left out. But Bristol Death Fest is returning at the end of August, so people in the southwest will be covered for their fix of extreme metal, and it's coming with a huge statement. UK exclusives from Cranium and Benighted, and the headliner, Rotting Christ. If you've never seen them live, they are absolutely phenomenal. You need to see them. They're so much better than they are on record. Definitely worth checking out. And last but not least, we got Thrash Chester taking place here in Manchester. And as you guessed, it's a thrash metal festival, but it's a massive step up from previous editions. The fact that it's now 2 days as opposed to just a Saturday, and it's absolutely stacked. I mean, I've known James and Jane. They've been working, for a while in the Manchester scene, and this is by far the biggest lineup they've ever produced. And it's looking at the price point as well. I mean, it's £30, 35, including all the fees and all that, and it's just ridiculous value. I mean, the Friday night's worth that on its own. Like a Gamma Bomb, Solitary being the previous headliner, and Imperium, a band doing great things. A fast rising thrash metal band from London. Then you look at the Saturday, the likes of Hellfected, Thrash and Wolf. They're part of that trifecta with Blacklist. And yeah, Chemicide coming from Puerto Rico for this show. And the thrash metal legends Onslaught coming back to Manchester after Damnation 2025. It's absolutely ridiculous value, and this is going to be incredible. I've never been to Thrash Chester. I've never been a big fan of thrash, but I think I need to check this out. I'll regret it if I don't.